In this video, we'll be running an entire Python program. So thus far, we've only executed single lines of code at a time or single code blocks. It's possible to run an entire file containing lots of Python code. So we're going to run this guessNumber.py file here in a second. First, we're going to open it up and look at it and look at its contents. And the way we're going to do this is by going back to the file system view, which you should see here, and then go ahead and click on guessNumber.py. This is just a text file that has a lot of Python code. And this code's a simple game where the computer tries to guess a number that you come up with between 1 and 1,000. So here's just all that Python code. We'll be running all of it in just a second. This is not a Jupyter Notebook. This is a text file. So the Jupyter Notebook system provides this text editor. This is similar to other editors where you can just type in, but don't actually change any of this code. We're just here to look at it. In fact, you can close out of it. Now let's go back to our notebook. So in order to run this, we're going to have to open up our Anaconda prompt if you're on Windows, or your terminal if you're on a Mac or a Linux. And you're going to have to change directories using one of these commands. Let's go ahead and go open up a new terminal or a new Anaconda prompt. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to do that over here, like this. So you'll have to locate the file first, which is in our modules, like this. So this is what the CD does. It changes directories. It just changes, and I can show you with my Finder. It just changes the location of your file system. So by default, it's going to be in your home directory like this. So for me, it's going to show my folder TED. That's the home directory, and that's what it'll do whether you're on Windows or on a Mac. It should just show you should be in your home directory. And the way to show the contents of the home directory right now is to run this command ls if you're on a Mac, or dir if you're on a Windows machine. So if you're on a Windows machine, do dir. This will show you all of the files and folders in that home directory. So here it'll just show you exactly what you see here. So everything that's over here is the same thing that you'll see over here. So it's just a textual way to see the file system. So this command over here, changing directories, will only work if you created that Dunder Data Courses folder in your home directory. If not, you'll have to use a different CD command and provide it the exact path. So this is what is known as the path. So we're going to traverse our file system using the CD command. That just stands for change directories. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to just copy and paste this command over here. It's going to change directories into this module 2, what is Python. So now I'm here, and you can press ls again, or dir on a window. You can enter that command, and you can see the files in there. And this is the one I care about. So I want to run this guessNumber.py. Let me just make this screen a little bit larger. And the way to do that is very simple. So to run a Python program, you simply just type in Python and then the name of the program, like this. So Python space guessNumber.py, and it will execute all of that code in that file. So that's as simple as it gets. The only tricky part for us is what we had to CD into that directory first. So directory just stands for folder. We're just changing our folder so that we're inside this module 2, what is Python. And then we're just going to run the program, and we can play the game here. So it says, welcome to guess your number. Think of a number between 1 and 1,000 for me to guess. Press enter when you are ready to continue. So let's just think of some number like 517, so 517. So it's going to ask you a few questions to see if it can narrow down the number to guess. So 517, 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 7 is 13. So the sum of the digits is 13. So it guesses 346. That's wrong. I'm going to put in N for no. It's going to say, what is the absolute difference between the maximum and minimum value, minimum digit? So 5, 1, 7. So maximum digit is 7, minimum is 1. 7 minus 1 is 6. Is your number 157? No, that's not it. It asks, what is the product of the two largest digits? So that means the product. So you multiply the two largest digits, which is 7 and 5. That's going to be 35. And it guesses 175. No, that's wrong. So that's the last question of the game. And then it does one final guess. And actually this time it gets it right on the final guess. So we can just say yes. 517 is correct. And that ends the game. If it doesn't guess the number, then it just says, I give up. All right, so that's how you can play the game. You can play it again by just executing this thing one more time. But that's how you run entire Python programs. You simply go to your terminal or your Anaconda prompt. You locate the file, so you cd, and then you just type in Python and then that file name, Python, whatever that file name is. It's always going to end in py. And then you just press enter and it will run all of that code. All right, so that's how you run entire Python programs.